Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM20. It's Career Mode, episode 167, second sponsor objective of the season. And it's our first larger objective that we have, as we've got, I think it's 3.5 stars or something along those lines. So it's a pretty big one. And it's a top 5 objective for the Tirreno-Adriatico. So big GC ambitions with a team that's still kind of on the edge on whether we're going to be competitors when it comes to GC. Only one weak time trialist in this group in Malar, so he's very much at the back. But then we also have Kolda, who we're only putting 4 seconds in. Not too strong either, but he can give us a little bit of time. It's only 21k, so I think we can manage to go flat out 99. A lot of teams won't, with that kind of distance, be able to go flat out all the way. So we could end up with a pretty solid time on this one. We're one of the first teams to go, so we'll only be the third ones to cross the line on this upcoming checkpoint. But so far, so good. The guys that have taken a turn, you can see that they're still recovering fairly well, so we can expect good things from our best time trialists like AFP, who just took a turn through and put us well clear of Bahrain, McLaren, and NTT thus far. Back to Killen, second time around, and yeah, we're looking good. Nobody's in deficit. I mean, even Killen, after his second turn there, is still doing okay. Breck is doing fine after his second turn. Talipov, Kolk, we're having go for a good long time, and AFP is going to lead us on through, yank us up towards the line. First cross, good so far. The first checkpoint, you can see Mamil, it's very tight. We'll see what the finish line's like. Bahrain McLaren, 26 seconds clear. Split SE, 38 seconds. Oh, we dropped a second. 6 seconds off the pace of Mamil CCN. So not in the lead of this one, but still we're in a good position. We slipped to third. 6 seconds isn't bad, though. You can absolutely work with 6 seconds in your overall Sunweb. Wow, good time from them as well. We're ahead of Ineos. That's a good sign. Jumbo Visma, your main kind of competitors in the GC, are all behind us at least. Ooh, Ducanic with an amazing time. Ouch, we slipped to 6th. That's a little disappointing to be that far down. I mean, we're 7 seconds out of second place. Still, to be down in 6th is a little disappointing. Amazing time from Decathlon Quickstep, and if they have a proper contender, that could make life a little difficult. A few of these teams that are up here aren't going to be necessarily big concerns. You do have a Venipol, who these days, 76, 77, he'll put in a great time trial. I think there's an individual time trial before the end on this one. Alaphilippe's here, Asgreen's here. Yeah, no contenders there. No contenders there. Yeah, a lot of sprinters and time trialists on those teams. So that's actually not going to hurt us. Yamaguchi, I think, is one we got to watch out for. Yeah, 82. And that's 1 second. We're just 1 second off his pace. So not a bad start, though I was hoping for a little bit better. Even just 4 seconds more would have bumped us up quite a few positions. As this is a pretty early major objective of the season, I thought I'd bring a pretty strong team to this one, and I really have. I've got a lot of good climbers here, and we've got some decent fitness in this one. So Breck's on a +4, Killen, Kolk, and Talipov all on +2s, and the other 3 on 0s. Breck, I think, is ultimately a leader for this, even though there's one more time trial on the final stage. It's only 10 kilometers. It's really short. It's prologue mostly. AFP, the strong time trialer, is actually a poor prologuer. And Breck is balanced, just not as good on the time trial as AFP. And he's definitely the best climber we've got. But also, we've got some good, strong climbers here with 32k to go. We'll take a quick look as we go through at about ×2 speed. We've got a little sprint point up here, but then it's 2 punchy climbs to finish this one off. So you can see Breck, obviously strong climber, but he's also okay on the punchy side. He's just got that low resistance. Today it's great, though, and that's his problem, is he's just lacking resistance at this point. Killen, 77 base. Or sorry, 74 base, 77 today. Kolk, same. AFP, that 78. Malar has a 78. Talipov has a 76 base. Today it's a 79. And Kolda who I think this is the first time we might have seen in action, is a 79 base and okay resistance, so we do have some climbing. Now, we got through that little uphill section. We're into the flat now, and just 2 climbs to go with 19K. We want to sprint train this thing for the double, and it's time to set that up. It's still 18 kilometers, so we can't go too hard, but there's no breakaway, and you can see that little bit of fatigue throughout. Do I want AFP as the lead out? Yes. Yes, we do. Kolda, I don't know what's going on with you, buddy. Maybe Talipov to lead that thing, because he's on that +2, and maybe Kolk. Okay, Malar is always strong. He's a good option. Kolda is just off it today. And everybody else has this high resistance, and Kolda, even though he can climb really well, he's got a poor flat rating, and that's just done him some damage here. So he's going to have to ride pretty hard, and it's not going to damage his teammates. And then he'll hit that climb, and at a 93, it'll be a good bit of hill, but it'll be also some of that mountain rating, which is so nice. And we won't want to attack quite that hard on the climb itself anyway, because we want to set up the final climb. So we'll back off some here with Kolda. Get Killen ready. Okay, watching the back end of the group, and we're okay. Tempo has slowed because we're doing this big old climb. Okay, Kolda is done. On to Killen. Seeing an attack by Bedial, but that fades. He can't get through right now. So far, so good for us. Malar slips back a little bit, but he retains his spot, recovers his spot, that is. 12K to go, and we're coming up over the top now.
The pace seems much too high for many riders.
Okay, red bar's gone. He's got just a hair bit of yellow, and then he's got the descent. So we'll save Malar for the base.
Are entering the last 10 kilometers of the stage.
Okay. Kolda's been dropped, and we're down to 45 riders. And I've got my whole team right here. Perfect position. And Killen's going to be done in just a second as we hit this flat. He'll get one little push in, and then we set up Malar for his run. 7K to go. Talipov comes through immediately, but AFP got caught out a little bit. Killen's not going to actually be able to grab on, but we'll try. Talipov 5.4. Malar covering the flat. He's not great on the flat, so that's not ideal. Okay, on to Kolk, and on to that final climb. 4K to go. We're going to push straight off the bat. He's not much of a puncher here. And we're going to take over with Talipov in just a second. 44 riders, still in contention, 2.5K. Talipov pushing, 2K to go. Can we open this up now? 35 riders. Sprint for Talipov. Now AFP 1.5. Breck still looking good. AFP has that little bit left in the tank, and now Breck 1K to go, pushing it out. Here's that same climb. Now we turn left instead of right, over the top to the finish. Breck, no sprinter, but he's in a small group. Bernal's going to take the win. Breck just missing on time bonuses, unfortunately. 4th place, Yamaguchi, Mernick, Yermakov. That's a strong field right there. And there's a big gap. There's a big gap to Evenepoel. 20 seconds behind, or 19 seconds behind by the time he crosses the line. And Breck now in contention with a small group of 10. So getting a top 5 from this point is looking a lot better. Remember, we had that first stage where most of those other guys in the top 10 were behind us. Bernal's probably going to be in the race leader's jersey, I would think, and that's a good thing. That'll burn out Ineos on the next stage, which is that's the big climbing stage to come. .18-second gap to Evenepoel, 36 to Jungels in 18th, and then it opens to a minute after that. So you've eliminated tons of competition. Mernick in the race lead. Evenepoel and Yamaguchi. Asgreen, Breck on same time. Bernal. Okay, he gains 10 seconds, but he was 17 down. They were 11 seconds behind us, so he's actually not in the race lead. That's kind of disappointing because now Mernick's going to be the leader. Still got to watch out for Evenepoel because he's an 82, so that last stage, but he's not as good of a climber. The next stage is really going to come down to that. Mernick, Yamaguchi are big threats. Breck will be there or thereabouts, but he's terrible on resistance, so he could struggle. Bernal, better in every way, so he's going to be difficult. Barrow's going to be tough. Hershey we can deal with. Top 5, still a possibility, but there's some good climbers out here that if you lose Breck early on that climb, and we're going to have to definitely not sprint train and just survival mode on that next stage, finish as high as we can. If we're in the top 10, we'll still have a chance. It's stage number 4, and this is the decisive stage of this race. It's the one mountain stage. We've got another punchy stage after this. We've got that short prologue at the finish of this race, and then a sprint stage in between. So today is the day where the gaps are going to be significant. Today is the day that will truly determine the GC. You might get a small change on that last stage, up or down slightly, but not major. The major positions are going to be decided today. And the finishing climb's only about 14K. It's not that bad. It's far from the toughest climb that these riders will face this season. However, it's almost constant undulation all race long. The opening sequence had 17 riders in the break. 13 of them eventually held on. They have a small gap, and that opening climb was tough. A lot of damage, and there are riders that are already well out the back, have already blown up and will not make it back. And then there's just this constant up, down, up, down. We've got 3 categorized climbs coming over the next bit, and this will not be a Peloton of 137 by that point. The breakaway will probably not be at 13 by that point, might not even exist well before the final climb at the rate we are going. Also, unfortunately for us, the race day condition is not going to be some sort of boost. It's not hurting us. We've got one rider on a fitness peak is all, and it's killing. So he drew a -1, and so the team as a whole is neutral. The +2 that was expected overall for the team is exactly what we have as a team. So it's not that it's bad, but we don't have any riders, especially any key riders, with anything special about their race day condition. Kolk, the only one on a minus. It's fairly neutral, but we're a team that probably needs some help. Yesterday we had some help. We had some good race day conditions, and we had a good result. Today is going to be a little bit tougher to replicate that. Breck on a 0, Mr. No Resistance. That's going to be tough. Front group already splitting off. 3 riders going clear, but barely. It looks like it's going to come back together. Most likely 10 chasing 3. It's going to be hard for those 3 to get away. And we're starting to see some fatigue setting into the peloton, and some riders, more riders anyway, going out the back. 122 now. First of those 3 categorized climbs, but it's also, 6 climbs back to back to back coming up very soon. We've got a little hill right here. We hit just shy of 6%. Short, but now we're going to get the action going, and we're already looking at a fair bit of fatigue. Kolk certainly feeling it. Peloton definitely feeling it because it's down to 114 now. Front group back together. Right now we're just cruising at a 75. We do need to get water still. It's 88K to the finish, and we're going to, I don't know if we're going to get to that under 60K point to get that water the last time. And then with that big final climb, I don't know if 60K is enough on that. So we'll see if we can get away with water just one more time. It's possible we might have to do it twice, but this is not the kind of stage where the profile fits that very well as we hit the top on this one. And we're already down to 79 riders. Pace needs to pick up a little bit. just slightly. See, we're blinking red a little bit on this descent. Don't want too many guys going backwards. 80K, and it looks like just from that climb, it's time that we need to get some water. Maybe as we hit near the top of this Cat 2, we'll have to grab some water then. And that looks to be a little bit beyond 60K, meaning probably still one more time to go after that. Kolk, he's going to drop. He's going to drop fast. Killen makes it through that part, but he's not going to make it through the next part, I don't think. He's going to get dropped before the top of the Cat 2. We're down to 65 now. Front group down to 8. So, like I said, they are collapsing. They definitely weren't going to have 13. It's only the second of the 3 categorized climbs, and we'll see both groups just falling apart at the seams. 77 is probably not enough anymore. Let's go a 79. Kolk's gone out the back. Quite a few riders getting dropped. This peloton is shrinking quick. 50 riders now.
Over the top, the riders breathe a sigh of relief and hope to recover a bit on the way down.
This is where I wanted to get that water. Let's do it over this next little sequence here and figure out who's going to do it. Killen. Kind of thinking actually Millar just needs to be the man to do this job. Breck is the one riding solo at the moment. That's not what we want. Kolda does not need the protection. So let's swap that up. Okay, pace doesn't seem as bad at the moment. Or is that just because I'm going ×1 speed? Could be. Millar has the water. He's a good climber, so he'll make some progress here. He doesn't have much space to get through. Talipov is now fading already. Killen is fading. And Talipov's been dropped. Down to 40, and the front group, that's including those that we've been absorbing from the front. Cat 3 coming. Killen just hanging on for now, and we need Millar to now take over duties on protecting Breck. It's nice to see Millar, who was basically our number 2 guy most of last season, is suddenly only about number 4 in the pecking order, so that's a good sign. And that puts Johnson even below that. Johnson 5 or worse in the pecking order. But Johnson has the problem that Breck has, and actually not even as bad as Breck has it. Breck just does not have resistance. Yes, he can climb at a fast pace, but he cannot handle long climbs. Today is not that bad in terms of being a long climb, but 14K, I think he will struggle near the top. He will not make it to the top of that climb with the front group. His resistance is just way too low, especially with the 0 today. Killen's been dropped down to 28.
But apparently, he's back in the saddle.
Kolda to protect AFP. AFP still in a strong position, 14th overall, and much better resistance compared to Breck, but we do need to ride to support Breck and get him in as high a position as we can. However, in terms of the time gaps, AFP could end up being the leader after today. We'll see. He is wearing the Portuguese National Championship jersey. Not something we put on his back. He put that one on himself. Or at least the AI did. Okay, Millar will make it through this climb. He's okay. Conserving energy. Ooh, too far back. Alright, we get over the top of that one. Now, from here, there's one short descent left, but otherwise it's gentle uphill slope for the next 40K. And then ending with a big climb. And this is also probably a good opportunity to get water that one last time. Small group, quick and easy. Millar, it's not going to hurt that bad. And now we don't have to worry about the water, so that's taken care of. Good. Okay, AFP and Breck are looking good, but the pace is pretty hot, so that means some of the riders are going to struggle without protection. Now we're getting recovery. 2 riders left off the front. We just brought one back in. It's Barry. Oof. You don't necessarily want Barry. He's only a 70 mountain. He'll fade. He'll fade. It was that time trialing that I was worried about with Joseph Barry that would be dangerous if he was still around with a good time, but with a minute's gap and those kind of claiming numbers, he will easily be caught. Surprised he's still off front. He must be on a pretty solid race day condition, but even at a 75 mountain, say, which would be a +5, which I would not expect. Whoa, guys. Yamaguchi and Yermakov, are you... They are attacking. They are attacking. How many riders are going to try to go with them? Because it's not going to be me trying to respond to this thing. There we go. There's a response. These guys are like, oh, wait, no, we can't let those 4 riders go. I need a top 5, so I really don't want 4 riders going clear. And they have, for now, 20 seconds. Big response. Don't get dropped, guys. Don't get dropped. We just conserved energy, which is a good thing. Okay, we made it. We made it through that. Millar, Gel. Here on the flat, those guys attacked way too early. This is a good thing. They've been pulled back, but look who's had to do the work. Bernal's had to do the work. That's good. Ooh, hello, Rodriguez. Rodriguez is here. Well. This just got interesting. Sprint point. Not worried about the few seconds right here. Okay, Millar's gel's already being used, unfortunately, but it's because there's attacks coming, and we're not the ones to respond to these. That is not our job. We are in survival mode with this group, with this team, because, well, we don't have Rodriguez, who's wearing 46 for some reason. How is Hershey their leader and not Rodriguez?
We're in for a great finish.
12K to go. Millar's gel's already done, and he's going to fade soon. Colta's going to have to switch to protecting Breck, who's in good shape so far. Here's the next attack. Lemicel. Hagita, Rubio going for it, and Bernal again burning himself, chasing it all down. Millar's already been dropped. Dang, that happened fast. Breck needs constant protection on a climb like this. We are down to 10 kilometers and down to 20 riders in contention. Remember, we are now looking at fighting for a top 5 as the next group again attacks. 3 riders going clear. I don't mind if it's just 3. Bernal has burned himself out early on, and now this is a large group attack. This is 10 riders going clear, and now I'm forced to respond. And this is where it's going to hurt. We need to climb at our pace. Colda, he's only going to last for a second. AFP is going to have to take over because this is too many riders. That's 8 riders going clear. 8K to go that we've got to try to get these 2 through. Colda, goodbye. See you later. Down to 16 riders in contention. Uman, Mader, Roglic, Hamilton, Venipol fading already. Alaphilippe, Hagita. We're going to see some of those guys go back. It's back together. Sit on. 7K to go. I'm not interested in leading. I'm not interested in attacking, but I'm also not interested in allowing 7, 8, 9 riders going clear. We want to try to just survive as long as we can. Down to 16, so we're looking at a top 15 at this point, but we need a top 5. Ineos doing the work with Barrow. Yamaguchi still here. There's Rodriguez. There's Hamilton. Down to 5K. AFP, not much left in the tank for him. Now it's Yamaguchi doing the work. These guys are burying themselves, which is good. There's Yermakov. 4K to go, and AFP is nearly done. And here comes the attack. Here comes the move. This is going to split the field. Wow, it's Yamaguchi who just rode those guys off like that. 4K to go. Breck, just hang on. I don't care about one guy going clear. Roglic struggling. Venipol struggling. Alaphilippe is struggling. Rubio is struggling. So we're looking better than them. But Breck is struggling too. Yamaguchi struggling at the front. Barrow struggling to chase him down. Now Rodriguez. We're seeing shoulders bobbing with everyone. Nobody's looking strong right now, though. Barrow trying to push, but I think that's to pursue Yamaguchi. Yeah, that's all it is. So Breck is actually doing better than quite a few of these guys. And AFP still hanging on to the group. 1K to go. 1K to go. Oh my goodness, we are looking good for a top 5. 1K to go. Breck is going to be able to push in a way that most of these guys can't, but we're going to see this attack, and Breck, we just need to hang on. The line's right there, Breck. Come on, Breck. Breck, push. Where's your push, buddy? He's got no turning of the legs. He's going to end up missing some time, but it's seconds, and that's okay. 17 seconds from the time that Yamaguchi crossed the line, and we'll see if there's time gaps, but if they are, they're very small, which means we're actually still in a decent place. 9th and 13th on the stage itself, but we didn't blow up. And Breck had that tiny bit. I mean, you can see he's only going to last a few more meters. But when it came time for everyone to attack with that last little bit that they had in the tank, and look who just lost a ton of time, Bernal, who climbed, worked early. Anyway, when it came time to sprint, no acceleration for Breck, 66, and only a 74 mountain. That combination just, he went nowhere. He was standing still compared to everybody else, and they rode him off their wheel just because he's slower than they are. He was decent position and had the energy to still be pushing, just wasn't capable of it. Hence the guy still got some work to do. I mean, even a Venable beat him to the line. Rodriguez only 7th. Even Yamaguchi ends up on same time. So does Breck. So that works out fantastic for us. AFP did lose a little bit of time. So did Alaphilippe. But Breck, the clear leader at this point, we're definitely riding for him going forward. And that puts us in a podium place at the moment. Yamaguchi in the lead. A Venable, who we're definitely not going to beat in the prologue at the end. We've got one more punchy stage, but we've got to watch out. Yamaguchi's a 75 prologuer. Breck's a 74. At 10K, it's mostly prologue. You're going to get a little bit of time trial rating. Barrow's definitely a threat. Yermakov is going to struggle. Rubio's going to struggle. And Roglic is not going to be better than Breck. And then we're looking at a minute or more. Rodriguez is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but at 10K, that's a lot of time for him to overcome. And then Hagita is definitely too far back. So I'm thinking there's 2 or 3 riders of that top 8. 2 to 3. So subtract 2 to 3 from 8, and we're looking at a good chance of hanging on to a top 5. Probably not going to hang on to a podium. I think we will definitely slip off that as close as the times are in the top 7. But we've got a pretty good shot as long as Breck does not have a bad, poor race day condition on that final day. We've got a pretty good shot of keeping a top 5, so this could be successful. However, we're going to have to wait till next time to find out on that one. Of course, I'm still in my really busy, crazy 2-week period where I'm struggling to get things done. In fact, I'm recording on a weekend right now, just trying to get a little bit ahead on the crazy week to come. Anyway, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.